Good morning, everybody. An update this morning on the ongoing sewage contamination that comes from Tijuana that has plagued parts of our coast for decades. Thank you so much for joining us here at 6 a.m. I'm Neda Iranpour.
And I'm Evan Irani in for Eric Connor. Repair work on one of two broken sewer lines in Tijuana could wrap up as soon as today. So take a look. That break happened back on July 31st, and raw sewage has been flowing into the Tijuana River. Yesterday, officials with the International Boundary and Water Commission went to Mexico to inspect those repairs. They say it could take up to 6 weeks to fix the second line. In the meantime, the shoreline from Imperial Beach to Coronado remains closed because of that contamination, leaving many San Diegans frustrated.
We have no idea how it can just keep getting worse and worse and worse as time goes on. We watch failure after failure after failure.
Now, officials are set to announce more long-term solutions. That'll take place next week.
And now here's a story we've been covering. A family has just arrived in San Diego. They drove 12 hours from Utah, all to be here to be reunited with their dog.
Chancho was stolen nearly 2 weeks ago while that family was on vacation here in San Diego. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol is working for you live in La Jolla with a closer look. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Evan and Netta. We have a happy ending to this story. The family arrived here around 5 a.m., quickly went into the police station because they were so excited to be reunited with their pup, and we're hoping to bring you that reunion outside here when we see them. But let me break down exactly what happened, what led up to this situation. So the family was vacationing at Campland on August 2nd, and around 4 a.m. they were in their tent, but then they realized Chancho was not inside his crate outside of their tent. Now, after reviewing security footage, the family saw what appeared to be Chancho being led away on a leash around 2:30 that morning. Now, we aired the story on CBS 8 hoping someone would see it and help find the dog. Well, the suspect saw the story and it showed him in the security footage. He then contacted the family. The suspect said he has Chancho, but he did not steal the dog, but actually bought it from someone at Campland. The suspect was told to bring the dog to a gas station in National City where the police found him and the pup. Now, at that point, the suspect was arrested and charged for stealing Chancho, and that's where we are today. The family finally being able to be reunited with that dog. Of course, we're going to bring you that reunion in just a bit. This is working for you, so we're so happy here at CBS 8 we're able to help make that reunion happen and bring this family back together. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from the San Diego Police Station, Northern Division.
Dana Marie, we'll check back with you soon to see that reunion. Thank you so much. Don't forget, here at CBS 8, we're working for you. And if there's an issue you want us to look into, send us an email to workingforyou@cbs8.com. And now this morning, a 17-year-old boy is in custody in connection with an attempted sexual assault. This happened last month. Deputies say the teen surrendered last night. Sheriff's investigators say a 16-year-old girl was walking home from school in Lincoln Acres, and that's between National City and Paradise Hills. And then authorities say the suspect tackled her to the ground. Someone passing by intervened, and the suspect then ran off. The girl suffered minor injuries. And now this morning, we expect an update on a lawsuit over the Poway synagogue shooting. A motions hearing is scheduled for the lawsuit filed by some of the victims. It alleges the synagogue failed to provide enough security. The lawsuit also involves the gun store that sold the gunman the rifle, the manufacturer, and the shooter himself. The shooting in 2019 killed 60-year-old Lori Gilbert Kay. 3 others were hurt, including Rabbi Israel Goldstein. Today, the man who crashed a boat near Point Loma during a human smuggling operation is said to be sentenced. The crash killed 3 people and injured more than 24 others in May of last year. Antonio Hurtado pleaded guilty to felony counts of attempted human smuggling resulting in death and attempted human smuggling for financial gain. He could face up to life in prison.
This morning, San Diego County's COVID risk levels have fallen to medium. The CDC downgraded us from the high risk level last night. Over the past week, the county's case rate has fallen 27%, while deaths from COVID have dropped by more than 60%. Meantime, the CDC is relaxing its COVID guidelines. The agency is no longer recommending quarantining after getting exposed to COVID. They're also no longer suggesting that people social distance. For schools, students who may have been exposed to COVID no longer have have to test negative regularly to remain in class. Those guidelines also suggest contact tracing should be limited to hospitals and high-risk areas like nursing homes.
And now this morning, the county is working on increasing our supply here of the monkeypox vaccine. At a town hall last night, county health leaders explored a new plan on the federal level that would change the way this vaccine is administered. So the FDA says the vaccine can be injected between skin layers instead of going below the skin. That requires only 1/5 of the normal vaccine dose. While this could increase the number of people vaccinated, some do have concerns as to whether a smaller amount of vaccine would be as effective.
For the current outbreak, in order to have protection during while this outbreak is going on is also very important. So being able to do the 1/5 dose in order to get more vaccine into more arms can be a good strategy.
And if you would like the latest updates on monkeypox from San Diego County, you can text COSD monkeypox to the number at the bottom of your screen there. It's 468-311. And now we're learning how local schools are keeping kids safe amid this monkeypox outbreak. The Poway Unified School District says they're working closely with health officials to update the public. The Chula Vista Elementary School District sending out a fact sheet about this disease. And San Diego Unified plans to have a communicable disease nurse when school starts at the end of this month. The San Diego County Office of Education encourages parents to monitor their children's health as they head back to school. Today, House lawmakers are expected to vote on the Inflation Reduction Act. This is a $740 billion measure that looks to tackle climate change, healthcare costs, and taxes for large corporations. This bill is expected to pass and head to President Biden's desk for his signature. The measure barely passed the Senate earlier this week, with Vice President Kamala Harris giving that tie-breaking vote. Okay, let's send it over to Evan now. Another hot day.
Yes, another hot one, and humidity on the rise this afternoon. Good morning. Thanks for being with us here on your Friday. We're starting off the day with cloudy skies along the immediate coastline. Temperatures are not too bad out there. I mean, we're in the upper 60s and low 70s. We've had really mild overnight lows, and that means that things tend to stay pretty warm. So if you head outside for a walk or a run, hey, you're still going to be encountering those, in some cases, 70-degree temperatures. We're going for 79 is that forecast high, 90 inland. Across the mountains, 86 is that high, and those mountains are going to start to see some showers and thunderstorms back in the mix as of this afternoon. Deserts are going to be warming to 108 degrees out there. Clouds have been along the coastline and off toward East County and looking mainly off toward Imperial County too. But we see that just around the downtown area, similar to yesterday, those clouds are in abundance, and from our Mount Soledad camera, that seems to be the case. Other parts of the county map, though, are perfectly clear. So we're actually dependent on where you are to start off the morning as to whether or not you're seeing those clouds as you walk outside. Temperatures yesterday were at 83 degrees in downtown San Diego. We made it 6 degrees warmer than average. Average would be 77. We haven't been in that average range since about Wednesday of last week. We had this prolonged stretch of 80s in the forecast all of this week, and so it looks like that over the last 14 days, last 2 weeks or so, we've really only had maybe 1 or 2 days where we've been at that average afternoon high as that peak. We appreciate all the photos we've gotten of the full moon from last night. Thank you to Dan for sending this one in. It's been a beautiful, beautiful morning so far. We still allowed for a lot of that moonlight to be beaming through. Let's take a look at what's going on in traffic this morning. Want to transition to that. Starting off with a crash that has caused a lot of headaches up in the North County area. This is just farther off to the east of Fallbrook. What we know right now is that beyond just the number 4 lane blocked, there's an incident on the 15 southbound. This is basically at the 76. So that's Old Highway 395 as well. SIG alert is issued right now. Looks like we're getting more information from CHP right now. But what they did say as of about a half hour ago is that currently they have the number 1, 2, and 3 lane closed, and they'll be working on getting everything over to the 4 and 5 lane. Right now, we're still trying to get more information. They say there's an unknown ETA, so expected time of reopening all of those lanes. They say that it could be approximately 2 hours or so before they're allowing those vehicles to pass through. So this is likely going to cause some major headaches on the 15 southbound there. You should expect to plan for delays. Otherwise, try to take an alternate route if possible. Ned, I'll send things back to you.
Yeah, that can certainly impact a lot of people. Thank you so much, Evan. And now here this morning, Chula Vista getting ready for its annual Lemon Festival. So did you know Chula Vista was once known as the lemon capital of the world? It was covered in lemon trees, and a celebration will take over at 3rd Avenue tomorrow. So be sure to stop by. We'll be there. We're proud to be a part of this. CBS 8's pop-up newsroom will be there. So look for our big logo and let us know what's on your mind, as we are always working for you.